Well, welcome everyone to the C-Files. Thanks for joining us. Yesterday, it was tornadoes, rain, flooding, high winds. Today, we're being assaulted by massive amounts of sunshine and rays. So, it's a nice, beautiful day out today. Nice, beautiful day out today. All right, on our drive along, let's talk about electric vehicles. Let's talk about tunnels underneath New York. That's a crazy one. And any other subject that I can think of. I had several of them in my head, but distractions always occur and I start forgetting. So anyway, hey, I do have gray hair after all, right? So, by the way, yesterday my video was interrupted because a bulletin popped up on my phone. The National Weather Service or whatever popped out a bulletin saying, "Take cover now." You're right in the area where a tornado was either spotted or touched down or something, but no damage today. So it must have not actually touched down on the ground. So and it interrupted my video. I didn't know it. I kept talking, and it wasn't recording. So that's what happened yesterday. So no, I didn't get picked up by a tornado and tossed around. So we're good. All right. So, electric vehicles. Let me start there. I will never, ever, ever buy an electric vehicle. Never. And here's why. Two reasons. Number one, they tend to spontaneously combust. There are videos out of Asia of electric vehicles, including a bus. I saw a video of a bus spontaneously combusting with people on board, and that bus was engulfed within seconds. And the opportunity for people to get off that bus, by the time they figured out they were on fire, was inadequate. Wasn't going to happen. And then I saw a line of commercial vehicles. Thank you. That were lined up. A company had a bunch of electric vehicles. One of them spontaneously combusted and took out the entire line of vehicles. That's a big loss for that company. That is a lot of money right down the drain. Now there's talking about, I guess some places are having electric school buses. I noticed that Amazon is driving electric, those big electric vans that deliver your packages for you. Folks, this insanity. Oh, had it manual, didn't realize. Hear that? Okay. Anyway, that's why I have it manual, because the tends to go too fast if I don't gear it down. Okay, so not only the economic loss of these spontaneous combustions of these ionized batteries, but the potential loss of life. I mean, if I was working for Amazon and they said, "Here's your van that you're going to drive to make deliveries, it's all electric, it's got an ionized battery or several ionized batteries," I'd look at them and go, put me somewhere else. I'm not driving that that ticking time bomb. No, I'm not driving it. If I was a parent and I found out the county, because usually the county handles the school buses, that the county that my kids are going to school in decided to put them in an electric school bus, I would be wanting to wring some county commissioners' necks for putting my kids in dire danger. Okay? No, my kid is not getting on that bus. If it spontaneously combusts like so many of these electric vehicles do, we're going to be attending a funeral. Not only of my child, but a whole bunch of kids. So, in the name, we're going to sacrifice children, delivery drivers, and other people in the name of saving the planet, when in reality we're not saving the planet. We're not doing anything of a sort. All we're doing is being stupid and not thinking. No, thank you. So I will never drive an electric vehicle. I don't trust them. And that includes Tesla. Sorry, Elon Musk. Thank you for being a proponent of free speech. I really appreciate that. You're doing a great job there. But I don't trust your Teslas. Sorry. I do not trust your electric vehicles. Second, when the battery goes dead, you're buying a new car or another car, a different car, because the batteries are more expensive than the car itself. They're outrageously expensive to replace. Outrageously expensive. So why would I want to buy a vehicle that when the battery goes dead, that entire vehicle, no matter how good a shape it's in, other than the battery, is kaput, and I've just lost tens of thousands of dollars out of my budget? No. Sorry. No go. And that's not even to mention the range anxiety and the impracticality of trying to charge them up, the danger to your house. I mean, if the thing spontaneously combusts in your garage, you got the fire department trying to save your house. Think about that one. You buy an electric vehicle thinking you're going to save the planet, and you not only lose your electric vehicle to spontaneous combustion, but you also lose your house. Well, so much for virtue signaling. Virtue signaling would have cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Is virtue signaling worth $500,000-$600,000 to you? So it's not worth it to me. So forget virtue signaling. I don't care anything about it. I don't want to do it. I just want to be me. I just want to be. What you see is what you get in my videos, okay? You know why I don't edit them? Because to me, it's just me. But to me, editing vehicles is fakery. It's just plastic. It's not real. Okay? It's not real life. With these videos, you get my mistakes and my offhanded, nonsensical comments and everything along with it, because that is real life. That's real conversation when you get all of that. And I'm having a conversation with my audience, okay? I don't want to be plastic. I don't want to be fake. I don't want to be, all prim and prepped. No. What you're getting is the old hillbilly me. I mean, I grew up in the rural part of Tennessee, And I am what I am, Mr. Hillbilly, okay? Yeah, I was in California for many years, but you know what they say, you can take the boy out of the South, but you can't take the South out of the boy, okay? There's a lot of truth to that, a lot of truth to that. So here I am now, back in the South, and loving it. All right, so that's why I don't want anything to do with electric vehicles. I mean, they're completely impractical. They're dangerous. They're way too expensive to run. And plus, when you go to discard those batteries, you're damaging the environment, because the batteries are very damaging to the environment. You can't recycle them, as far as I know, unless there's something that I haven't heard. And so you've got to put them somewhere. You've got to discard them in some way. How are you going to do that without it being damaging to the society? Not to mention trying to get the what is it that they're mining? This rare material that they're mining, is it lithium that they're mining, and they have to use that for the battery? I mean, how much? You're not going to be able to mine enough lithium, by the way, damaging the environment in the mining process, to make enough electric vehicles for everybody in the country to have one. So for me, give me an old school internal excuse me. Must have been that protein drink. Give me the old school internal combustion engine. And I'll take a V8 with a rear differential and dual exhaust. Thank you very much. Old school internal combustion engine. And no, not hybrid. Because hybrids have been having a lot of problems too. A lot of issues with hybrids. So, I understand the Prius has done really well. Toyota is usually ahead of the curve when it comes to making dependable vehicles. They're ahead of everybody else. But they're switching over to a lot of hybrid and a lot of electric. And I'm concerned that that's going to ruin Toyota's reputation, because that's going down the wrong road. And by the way, Dodge, I will never, ever buy an electric muscle car, okay? It's an oxymoron, okay? Electric and muscle car just don't go together. It's electric, okay? Yeah, you can put four wheels to the ground and really pick up, and they're faster than the internal combustion engines. So what? I can replace an internal combustion engine. I can fill up at the gas station in a matter of a couple of minutes and keep going, right? I mean, I could drop an engine in a car a whole lot cheaper than replacing a battery on a electric vehicle. A whole lot cheaper. And I can run it another 150, 200, 250,000 miles. I'll get another 10 years to 15 years out of it. So, yeah. No electric vehicles for me. Tunnels under New York. Yeah, they've discovered tunnels under New York. This particular news report was underneath of a synagogue, a Jewish synagogue. The tunnels ran, from outside the synagogue to the inside of the synagogue, and from what the news reports are putting out, they pulled up bloody mattresses and all kinds of things like that out of these tunnels. I've got to exit. I'm about to miss my exit. Let's see if I can get over and get in here. Thank you. All right. Now, got to talking and almost missed my exit. So what was going on under those tunnels? Hold on. Nothing good was going on underneath those tunnels. Nothing good. There was one New York police officer that told the folks in the religious garb of the synagogue, he said, "We don't do this kind of stuff in America. I'll let you draw your own conclusions." But there was some really nasty, sinister, evil stuff going on underneath those tunnels. The police department had them sealed after they cleared them out, had them sealed, and in the result of trying to seal the tunnels, they basically got a riot from the, what do you call them? The rabbis inside the synagogue. They were going berserk. There's a video of it. They were losing their minds. Yeah. These rabbis are not as virtuous as Zionist Christians have made them out to be. Okay? Trafficking, like I'm in traffic. Well, it's kind of not really. I mean, there's not much traffic today. It's not bad. There's not a storm coming through, but you know, a lot of traffic in New York, if you catch my meaning. A lot of people involved in traffic in New York. And a lot of people whose lives are disrupted and ruined in the traffic in New York, if you get my meaning. Especially if they're in underground tunnels. YouTube, you really got to stop the censorship. You really do. Because if you don't, when the hammer comes down, you're going to get caught up in it. And it's not going to be a good day for you. And I'm talking about you YouTube executives that are playing this nonsensical, silly censorship game. A day of reckoning is coming. I'm warning you. I'm telling you. I see this coming down the pike. I mean, I don't have the power to bring reckoning to you. But there are those who do have the power. And guess what? You're targeted. Now, this is just a side note. Stop the censorship while you can. Repent. Come out in heavy support of the Second Amendment. so that you can kind of have a little bit of redemption when the hammer drops on all of those who've been playing this game, trying to stop the truth from coming out by censorship. And this misinformation nonsense. Oh, it's misinformation. Oh, we're protecting people from misinformation. Garbage. Not even close. Nice try. But nobody's buying it anymore. Because they're discovering, and they know, that what you're calling misinformation is actually the truth. And you just don't want the truth come out because it just might implicate you on a few things. Just like the Epstein list that came out implicating some people who used to scream at the top of their lungs, misinformation, misinformation. From now on, folks, when you hear misinformation being screamed from the housetops by certain people, just understand and realize they probably have dirt in their closet and they don't want you to know about it. So YouTube executives, I think I'd change the AI rhythms and get on the right side of things before you get a hammer dropped on your head by those who have the political and law enforcement power to make you responsible. Okay? We'll just leave it there. So, if that synagogue had tunnels underneath and they were using those tunnels for nefarious purposes, how many more synagogues are doing that? And what the heck is happening in Israel? Folks, modern Israel is not the Israel of the Old Testament. The Israel you read about in the Old Testament, and the Israel that Paul talks about in his epistles and in the book of Acts, like Luke writing the book of Acts, and the Israel you're seeing in the Bible is not the same Israel that you're seeing in the Middle East today. They are two completely, totally different entities. They have nothing to do with each other. Absolutely nothing. You say, I don't believe that. Fine. Don't believe it. But if you do your research and your homework, you might be absolutely shocked at what you find. So, you might be shocked. All right. So, tunnels in New York, electric vehicles. Now, I'm going to talk about how I take care of myself. So let's talk, and I'm going to talk in a personal way to avoid having problems with the algorithms on YouTube. Let's talk healthcare. If I end up with an injury, I fall off a ladder, have blunt trauma, internal bleeding, or I'm in a car crash and I have injuries, anything of that matter, if I get a gunshot wound, a stab wound, anything like that, I'm going to a medical doctor, okay? Why? Because that's their expertise. MDs are the best trauma experts in the world. Think of a battlefield trauma, right? Battlefield triage, okay? Medics and hospital corpsmen, Navy corpsmen, and Army medics and so forth, they're well trained on battlefield triage. And so are doctors who serve in the military. Medical doctors that serve in the military, they are the best in the world when it comes to triage. You get these inner city hospitals and stuff. They get a lot of trauma coming into their emergency room. They're very, very good at trauma triage. Really good at it. So if I get anything like that, a medical doctor's where I'm heading to fix me up when it comes to that. However, for me personally, when it comes to disease, anything from flu to cancer, I am going to depend upon the medical analysis of a naturopathic doctor, or what they call holistic medication or holistic medicine. For me personally, I am not a big fan of shots, and I'm not a big fan of synthetic medications. I don't take shots, any of them. I don't care if it's for the flu. I don't care if it's for COVID. I don't care if it's for, shingles, whatever it might be. I don't take them. Now, I'm not giving medical advice, and I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you what I do. And you can take that and use it however you want, okay? I'm just telling you what I do. I go the natural route. I try to build up my immunity. I try to eat right to avoid problems like cancer, to keep my body functioning correctly, heart disease, things like that. Now, I'm not 100% accurate on that. I don't always do a great job on it, but I do the best I can. Some things I try to avoid in my diet: nitrates in meat. If a meat, like a sandwich meat and stuff, has nitrate in it, I won't buy it. Any product that has high fructose corn syrup in it, I won't buy it, I won't touch it, I won't eat it. Any product that has any kind of soy product in it, regardless of what it is, soy lecithin, soy powder, I don't care what it is. Anything having to do with soy, I won't buy it, I won't eat it. Okay? So those are my three big list, right? The three big things that I won't touch when it comes to food. I take supplements. The supplement that I call rocket fuel for my body is longevity, and it's their multivitamin, multi-mineral supplement. You can get it in a powder. Now I understand, I think they have either a liquid or a pill version of it, but I do the powder version. So longevity, look up longevity and look up their multivitamin, multi-mineral substance. They have a lot of different products, but that's really the main product for me as far as keeping my body with all of the minerals and vitamins that it needs, because I want to keep my immune system strong. Okay, and I call it rocket fuel because it has been like rocket fuel for me. I mean, it has just been a phenomenal product. The other thing I take is Dr. Gundry. I take his powder protein, okay? Pro-plant protein powder. And that has been wonderful. When I do workouts, I do CrossFit. So when I do my workouts, of course, when you're working out, you're tearing muscle down. So you need something to build the muscle back up. You need protein to build up the muscle after you tear it down from a workout. And when it builds back up, it builds back up stronger. So I use ProPlant, Dr. Gundry's ProPlant protein to do that. I also have, I take Z-Stack every day, and a few other products, some aging, when you're aging, you get older, there's a pill that I take for that, a vitamin type supplement I take for that, and some other stuff. Some stuff to keep my belly down as much as possible. So I'm trying to stay in good health. I'm trying to keep my weight down, the fat down as much as I can. I'm not 100% successful on that, but I would say I'm about 70% successful, okay? I mean, it's a whole lot better than it was. Those things, doing those things will really help your health. And so you don't have to run to the medical doctor constantly every time you get a sniffle. There's always ways to treat those things at home, okay? Always ways to treat them at home. So that's what I do to take care of myself. So now you know when I will go to a medical doctor, when I won't. Right now I don't trust hospitals. I don't go to a medical doctor for routine checkups and stuff. I don't bother with that. I will do a naturopathic doctor. I'll do a chiropractor, a physical therapist, and anyone who deals in natural remedies and natural means of strengthening the body, I'll deal with that. Okay. When it comes to preventive medicine and just general diseases, like I say, if it's trauma, I'm going to an emergency room and having a medical doctor patch me up, because nobody does trauma better than a medical doctor, bottom line. I mean, that's just where it is. When it comes to pharmaceuticals, there are some pharmaceuticals that are vital and important. I know folks personally that there is no natural substitute for their particular condition, and they have to have the pharmaceutical to survive. That's when pharmaceutical comes into its heyday, okay? When pharmaceuticals are used because it's the only alternative for someone to survive, that is a legitimate use of pharmaceuticals. Okay, and there are cases like that. So I would never want to completely wipe out pharmaceutical companies, because then a lot of people would suffer a lot of problems. Okay, I mean, that's throwing the baby out with the bathwater. When it comes to pharmaceuticals, I think we need to have a reasonable approach to it, have a balanced approach, and not throw the baby out with the bathwater, but drain the dirty bathwater and be more practical, right? When you have a natural remedy that will do the same thing that a pharmaceutical do without the side effects, okay, that's a no-brainer. You go with a natural remedy, okay? So there we go. I talked about electric vehicles, tunnels under New York, and how I personally approach my own health care. I'm not giving medical advice, like I said. It's just what I personally do, and you can take that and do what you want with it. Take it or leave it. Do things the way you decide you're going to do them. I'm not a control freak where I try to control everybody. I don't do that. So anyway, God bless everybody. I'm home, and I appreciate all of you who watch my videos. I appreciate you listening to me just sit and ramble the way I do. And I hope it's a benefit to you. I hope you learned something. Pray that the Lord will bless you in your daily lives. And I will see you next time. on the C files.